Oregon men's basketball head coach Dana Altman has been in the middle of allegations surrounding his players being paid for their likeness. Reporter Claire Polkonik has more on the story.
Over the past several days, an accusation has come out against Oregon men's basketball team and head coach Dana Altman during an FBI investigation. Brian Bowen Jr., a highly touted NCAA men's basketball prospect, was linked to multiple schools in a recruiting scandal. Bowen Jr. was a 5-star recruit from Indiana who is currently playing for the Sydney Kings in Australia. Oregon basketball assistant coach Tony Stubfield was included in the scandal after allegedly paying Brian Bowen Sr. $3,000. In trial, Bowen Sr. claimed to not have any knowledge of payment from the University of Oregon. Head coach Dana Altman also denied the claims against the team, and the university has chosen not to investigate the allegations.
The claims that have been focused at our program are all false.
We talked to University of Oregon students and Eugene residents to see what they think about the situation.
I think he's an amazing coach. I think he's super underrated in the NCAA.
I love Dana as a coach. I really think that he's had a reliable system. I like how he's brought intensity to the team.
And are you aware of the allegations against the men's basketball team?
This current right
Yes.
now? No.
As of right now, the evidence is not sufficient enough.
Dana would never do that. He's too good of a guy, I think.
I'm hoping there's no truth to it and we have a great season.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he did it unless he did it, and then we'll find out.
Reporting for DuckTV Sports, I'm Claire Polkonik.
The investigation continues as Oregon starts their season on November 6th.
Last winter, DuckTV did a story on University of Oregon's Justin Gallegos. Reporter Rachel Friend has a heartwarming update on his story.
A student at the University of Oregon made Nike history when he became the first athlete with cerebral palsy to sign on with the brand. As seen in the video produced by Elevation 0M, after finishing a race, Gallegos was approached by the Insights Director of Nike, John Truax, who surprised him with the official news. Gallegos recalls the surreal moment when he realized he was now a professional representative of Nike.
For it to actually get approved and say we're gonna do it, we're gonna sign him, it really put a lot of emotion into reality.
Through the rush of excitement and overwhelming emotion, the runner shared the news in a phone call with his parents, Brent and Tracy Gallegos, who he considers to be his biggest supporters. Gallegos embraces his journey and all that has led him to this milestone. In offering advice to others, he speaks to the importance of perspective.
Like looking at the bigger picture, not meaning, oh, hopefully one day I'll be a pro athlete, but like hopefully one day I can be a better athlete, I can be a stronger athlete.
Looking forward, Gallegos hopes to get more involved with Nike and work on projects that will continue to inspire others across the world. Reporting for DuckTV Sports, I'm Rachel Friend.
What an amazing opportunity. All of us here at DuckTV are cheering you on, Justin. We can't wait to see what you'll accomplish next.
As we welcome in the new school year, something new has opened up at the Rec Center. Reporter Erin McMahon has more on the story.
For students looking to stay healthy this school year, a new venue has opened up on campus at the Student Recreational Center.
ShakeSmart is a new healthy option on campus that specializes in pre- and post-workout shakes, along with many other nutritious snacks. Kevin Gelfand and Martin Raymond, two students at San Diego State University, came up with the idea for ShakeSmart as they found it difficult to find healthy options that supported a college student's on-the-go lifestyle. Conrad Holland, ShakeSmart's manager, spoke with us about the store's emphasis on being transparent about their ingredients.
We're really upfront with all the ingredients, source organic whenever we can, and are very upfront about having the ingredients in front of you in the store, and then also on the self-order tablets, all the nutrition facts are listed right there with all the macros.
On October 2nd, ShakeSmart hosted a grand opening event where they gave away any regular-sized shake for free. Conrad expressed the roaring success of the event in comparison to other locations.
So Free Shake Day, we actually hit a ShakeSmart corporate record, beat out the University of Arizona, which is pretty cool. We gave out 1,846 free shakes to students, faculty, and staff here at the university.
With the outpouring of positive feedback from students here at the UO,
we can expect to see Shake Smart heading to other universities across the nation. From the Student Rec Center for DuckTV Sports, I'm Erin McMahon.
Thanks, Erin. I can't wait to grab a shake there soon.
Now we're going to toss it over to Julia Lobina for an update on the top 3 athletes that stood out this week. Julia, take it away.
Thanks, Michael. We're going to get things started with some football action down in Pullman, Washington. The Ducks may have fell to the Cougars, but Oregon rallied in the second half with 20 unanswered points, and it was all thanks to Oregon's defense, who shut down Washington in the third quarter. Standout sophomore Deometer Lenore made his mark on the field early on in the first quarter with an interception and another late in the third to keep the momentum going and lead the Ducks to a 77-yard scoring drive. Switching over to volleyball, the 16th-ranked Oregon team returned home to Matthew Knight Arena with a full bench after going 3-1 in a stretch of 4 road matches. The Ducks extended its winning streak against California to 9 in a row on Friday night. Junior Veronica Stone led the team with 12 kills, 1 ace, and 3 blocks to raise their career total to 275. Moving into a tie with Karen Waddington for number 7 all-time at Oregon. Last but not least, Oregon women's soccer traveled down to Southern California to face number 9 UCLA Thursday night. The Ducks fell short to the Bruins 2-1, but senior defender Jasmine Jackman had a memorable game, recording her first career goal. The Pasadena native joined her teammates in the attack and surprised everyone with a perfect cross into the box that sailed right over the goalie's head and into the far side of the net, tying the game 1-1. That's all I have for Triple Threat this week. Tune in next time for all things Oregon athletics. Michael and Savannah, take it away.
Being professionally sponsored and only 19 is something most kids only dream of. Reporter Owen Skornickays has more.
Kobe QB Brucken is unlike the average 19-year-old. Instead of spending his time poring over texts and going to class, you can find the teen scooting his way up and down the ramps of Washington Jefferson Skate Park, located under the Delta Highway in Eugene, Oregon. Inspired by online videos featuring highlights of the world's gnarliest scooter athletes, Kobe bought his first scooter back in 2012 for just $6 at his local Goodwill. His love for the action sport spurns from the sense of individuality he receives from riding.
It's just like the self-expression I love. Nobody tells me what to do, nobody tells me what to film or what to go out and like post on Instagram, or it's just like creative self-expression, and it's great. I love it.
Brucken's unique, expressive style has landed him on YouTube for his participation in both the Chicago Street Jam and the Portland Street Jam. By competing at these events, he hopes to one day go pro, a journey which he has already started thanks to North Scooters setting him up with a sponsorship. As far as the future, Kobe sees himself fitting in just fine alongside his scooter riding friends, despite the youthfulness associated with the sport.
It's not a lot of people consider it to be like an action sport. It's kind of like more generalized as like a things kids do, but I don't know, I just fell in love with it when I was a kid, and I think that I can like prove to people that it's like more gnarly than just like a kid's toy.
His impressive array of skills certainly prove the maturity with which he rides. From Washington Jefferson Skate Park, reporting for DuckTV Sports, I'm Owen Skornickays.
Thanks, Owen. If you want to see more of Kobe's sweet moves, check out his Instagram page at Kobe with 3 O's.
And now we toss it to Sydney Walker for a look into University of Oregon student athlete Daria and her story for walking onto the softball team.
Daria Kabali-Najad, a senior softball player at the University of Oregon, has pushed through adversity to end up where she is today and make a name for herself.
Daria Kabali-Najad had a unique way of ending up here at the University of Oregon. Daria's mom, an immigrant from Iran, inspired her to get involved in sports because she did not have the opportunity.
She signed us up for every YMCA sport that there was, every school sport that was offered, and she's like, you are playing every sport, because she couldn't. So she pushed us, and softball just stuck.
While not being pursued for athletics like others out of high school, she knew it was her goal to play collegiate softball and was determined to find a way. The determination started with telling former head coach Mike White she wanted to be on the team.
And he almost like laughed of just how shocked he was. He was like, we recruit girls 7 years out, and now you're telling me your senior year that I need to take you.
She knew it was her only way to get her foot in the door, even if she did get rejected. Not only did her confidence result in a spot on the team, she was later awarded a partial scholarship. She describes the moment as something she will remember for the rest of her life.
Every day when I come here, I know how lucky I am, and it's 1 in a million. And even Coach White would tell me, throughout the years he coached me, he would say, Daria, how did you are 1 in a million. I don't know what was going on that day, but you're just 1 in a million, and I hope you know that. I couldn't even speak. That moment for the rest of my life will be one of the best moments of my life.
As a senior, there have been wonderful memories she has had playing at the Jane, and she reflects on how the Eugene community and her teammates have helped shape her as a person, both on and off the field.
These girls have the biggest hearts I've ever known. I mean, to this day, I will go up to bat and I hear them cheer louder than I've ever heard for anybody.
Looking ahead, Daria will be graduating in 2019 with hopes of attending law school and working for United Nations because, quote, she wants to make the world a better place. Reporting from Jane Sanders Stadium for DuckTV Sports, I'm Sydney Walker.
Thanks, Sydney. We look forward to following the rest of Daria's career, both on the field and off.
A local Oregon sports reporter is trying to give the children of Lane County their first experience at an Oregon men's basketball game. Reporter Michael Streit has more.
Matt Preem is a familiar face in Eugene sports media, covering Oregon football, basketball, and recruiting as a writer for 247sports.com. Last February, Preem and his two sons were involved in a car accident.
And my oldest son suffered a pretty catastrophic injury to his brain and also to his neck. And then he had a lacerated liver.
After 9 months of recovery, the Preem family is lucky to continue normal family activities like trick-or-treating on Halloween. Preem says, quote, "The support from many people in our community has helped and continues to help me and my family get through a very difficult time in our lives. I wanted to come up with a way I could say thank you and also do something positive and impact other people, especially other kids in our Eugene-Springfield community." Preem started a GoFundMe page with the intention of bringing underprivileged youth in the community to their first Oregon basketball game. Preem has doubled and could triple his original goal with over $2,600 raised and 3 weeks remaining to surpass his most recent goal of $3,000. Preem is excited about the opportunity for children to experience an Oregon basketball game in Matt Knight Arena and hopes to be a role model for his children.
I definitely think I was raised that, you help people that need help. And I needed a lot of help, and a lot of people helped me, and so it's pay it forward. You do good things for people, and good things will happen to you as well.
With DuckTV Sports, I'm Michael Streit.
To help Matt Preem reach his goal, you can visit his Twitter where the GoFundMe is pinned at the top.
And football have become an intense topic of conversation, especially following Jake Hansen's targeting call versus UCLA. Lincoln Cazares, a former high school football player, knows a thing or two about concussions. Reporter Haley Tennant has more.
We were just in practice, actually, doing a 50% tackling drill. So we were just going half speed. Everything was calm. And we started on our backs, and we just turned around and went to kind of, make contact with each other. And I slipped, and I actually just fell and hit like the front of my forehead with my helmet on his knee. And instantly I stood up and fell right to my back.
Targeting has quickly become one of the most rare, polarizing, and controversial calls in college football. During the Oregon football game versus UCLA, Oregon center Jake Hansen was penalized for targeting during the third quarter. The NCAA defines targeting as, quote, "No player shall target and make forcible contact against an opponent with the crown or top of his helmet. This foul requires that there will be at least one indicator of targeting," end quote. With the intensity of football multiplying and tackles like targeting, an increasing number of players are being diagnosed with chronic head injuries and concussions.
So a concussion occurs when there's some type of biomechanical force to the head or the neck, and there's this immediate kind of metabolic crisis as the brain chemicals are released and the brain tries to right itself and pump those chemicals out. And that takes energy. So you also get this big energy crisis.
It was here at Autzen Stadium where Hansen's targeting call versus UCLA occurred. While most people associate targeting as a head-to-head collision, it can also be something as simple as a hand or shoulder to the head.
But when it gets down to it, people are still hitting heads, and it's still happening. So I think maybe, quarterbacks are getting concussions less, or wide receivers are getting, paralyzed less. But I don't think that concussions, with new helmets and new this and that, I don't think anything's really changing.
For DuckTV Sports, I'm Haley Tennant.
Thanks, Haley. The UO College of Education has a concussion clinic located in the Headco building, where they offer initial consultations for assessing cognitive impairments after brain injury.
Sheldon High School has had a dominant football program for the past 2 decades, but it hasn't been easy for the team.
Reporter Julia Labina has the inside scoop on what sets the Fighting Irish apart from other programs.
We love coming out here on Friday and winning games, but if that's all we were about or all this program was about, we'd be missing the mark.
Josh Line took over the Sheldon football program just last year, and since then, he has not only continued the dominant tradition the Fighting Irish are known for, but he has also created a respectful culture among players and coaches. Sheldon has not missed the playoffs in 2 decades, but it hasn't been easy. From fall camp to spring ball, they work all year round to make sure they are ready to take on their 6A opponents. Senior quarterback Michael Johnson Jr. appreciates the pressure his coaches implement because to him, it's what makes him a better player and person.
They require the best out of us. They demand excellence, and they're just trying to get us to work hard in the classroom and every aspect of life pretty much in the community, and that's just really made everyone, I think, especially me, a better person.
Although Sheldon is known for winning football games, Coach Line strongly believes that it all comes from the strong culture they have. And for the Fighting Irish, it starts with being on time, being tough, and being leaders on and off the field.
We don't think that you can win unless you have a strong culture. And so, a winning culture to me is about being accountable. And so all those things that, a lot of people dismiss or think aren't maybe as important are the things that we focus on.
Focusing on the little things makes all the difference for Sheldon as they cruise through round 2 of playoffs, beating Sherwood on Friday 44-28. Looking forward, Sheldon will face Westland at home in the quarterfinals. Reporting for DuckTV Sports, I'm Julia Labina.
Thanks, Julia. The Fighting Irish will look to continue their playoff run in the quarterfinals against West Lynn this Friday.
Personal trainers at the University of Oregon are a hidden force that impact the lives of many students across campus. One trainer story highlights the changes she has made to those around her. Carmela Karcher has more.
Although they are not wearing bright green athletic backpacks, personal trainers are considered to be the unofficial student athletes of Oregon. Not only are they as skilled athletically, but they help others recognize their own inner strength. Jessica Murray is one of them. After months of tests and physical exams, Murray was finally able to join the team. Like many of her coworkers, Murray needs to build a strict schedule to be a successful trainer and student while making sure to keep her own body in shape. Although the demands of this job are high, personal trainers make an impact that is much greater than the weight of any dumbbell.
At one point decided that she wanted to go out to be a police officer in San Francisco when she graduated. She had to get through a fitness test to even be considered for it. And it worked, and she passed it. That was probably the biggest actual tangible success story with my training because it was a thing that she needed to happen to move forward with her life.
One of her most determined clients, Hajar Albada, has a significant impairment of vision. Albada needs a personal trainer not only to get in better shape, but to also guide her throughout her workouts. Above all, Murray keeps her motivated to achieve her goals.
When I grow up, I want to be still strong. So yeah, this is one of the motivations, why I do want to work out. I don't want to be just in bed, not moving.
But as much as Murray has changed the lives of her clients have changed hers as well.
It's a lot more than just showing up and clocking in, doing a thing and clocking out. It's a lot more than that. I'm working with actual people, not just a product. And that's what keeps me here.
For DuckTV Sports, I'm Carmela Karcher.
Thanks, Carmela. If you are interested in working with a personal trainer, visit the Rec's online fitness page for more information. It is a well-known fact in sports that when athletes receive a serious injury, that they will most likely be out of the rest of the season. But one local high school quarterback is taking a different approach. Mitchell Riberell has a story.
Playing injured in football is becoming a common trend. Senior Lowell quarterback Simon Thurman knows what it feels like to play through an injury. During his junior year, Thurman tore his right ACL while scrambling out of the pocket, ending his season. Exactly 1 year later, Thurman tore his ACL again, this time his left one.
It was the very last play of our offensive drive. I go rolling right, and I planted really hard on my left leg, which at the time was my good leg. And then about 15 yards more down the field, it was giving me a lot of pain in my left knee, and immediately I knew I tore my left ACL.
While some friends and family believe Thurman should have sat out for his senior year, his parents supported the decision to play.
I wanted him to. Since he probably wasn't going to go on to college and play football, I knew this was his last opportunity.
After suffering his first ACL injury, it affected his personal life and attitude, but Thurman was determined not to let it happen again the second time.
everybody thought that I was going to be super depressed and like out of it, wanted to have surgery right away, get it over with. But I had a really positive reaction to it. Like I was like, oh well, what am I going to do now? I mean, it's whatever, just going to play through it.
Now, after finishing the season, leading Lowell to the quarterfinals in the 1A state playoffs, Thurman plans to compete on the wrestling team this coming winter before making his decision to have surgery, and looks forward to attending college to begin his education studying business. Reporting for DuckTV Sports, I'm Mitchell Ribraw.
Thanks, Mitchell. We hope that Simon has a speedy recovery.
Now let's toss it over to Ruby for the top 5 plays from fall term. Take it away, Ruby.
Thanks, Talia. What a term we've had for Oregon sports. Here are the top 5 plays from fall term. Kicking it off with number 5, senior Marissa Everett strikes a goal from the top of the box in the Ducks' big Civil War win against the Beavers. Next up at number 4, with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, Oregon's Bull gets the inbound pass from Victor Bailey and starts looking like a 7-2 guard with a crazy turnaround 3-point jump shot. At number 3, big man Kenny Wooten throws down the alley-oop from Peyton Pritchard against Syracuse to bring the fans at Madison Square Garden to their feet. Taking number 2, we have Sabrina Ionescu hitting 2 back-to-back clutch threes to secure the win for the Ducks over Syracuse at home. And finally, topping our charts for the number 1 play of the term, this toe-dragging catch made by Jalen Reed against Washington takes the cake. This big play helped the Ducks upset the number 7th-ranked Huskies at Autzen Stadium. That's all we have for the top 5 plays. Now let's send it back to Talia and Julia at the sports desk.